Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of Behind the Streams. Here with me, Dylan Hay, powered by Restream. I am super excited to be doing this session with all of you today. I'm bringing this new show, Behind the Streams, to life. Now, before we jump into today's episode and tell you all about what you can expect from day one on Behind the Streams, please let me know using that comment box wherever you're watching this, where you're tuning in from around the world, and who you are, and so we can start to connect with a few of you. If you don't know me already, depending on where you're watching this, my name is Dylan Hay, and I will be leading this session with all of you today. So can't wait to see a few of you start coming through in the chat as we can begin to kick everything off in a few moments' time. I think this is going to be a really great show that a lot of you are going to completely fall in love with week after week, and I know that we're going to be seeing a lot of you here. So excited to start seeing these comments come in. Okay, so hey to Anya. Anya is here. We have Randy here as well. Great to see you, Randy. Gaming with Spike over on YouTube. We also have Oet, hopefully I've said that correctly, over on Facebook, which is fantastic. Okay, awesome. Really pleased to have all of you here. I think this is going to be a very exciting stream. As I said, this brand new series, Behind the Streams, with me, Dylan Hay. This is going out live on the Restream channels, so you might be seeing me there. We're also live on my own Facebook, my own LinkedIn page. So let us know if you're watching this on the Restream channel or on my own personal channels. And what we're going to do is kick off episode 1 of Behind the Streams by giving you a few ideas about what you can expect and what this show is all about. So this is a brand new weekly series, as I said. This is episode number 1 of Behind the Streams. And what we're going to be doing is going behind the scenes of my streaming setup, my streaming series, and discussing all things live streaming, giving you practical tips every single week on Behind the Streams about how you can be bringing live streaming into your business, into your life, how you can make the most out of it, and how you go about doing that, how I'm doing that myself as well. We'll be going live every single Thursday at this same time for the foreseeable future, and we have some really exciting topics coming up, which I'll be filling you all in about as time goes on. But today, our core topic is going to be why I believe everyone watching this, yes, you there watching this right now, why I think you should be live streaming, how that can help you within your business, within your life. And before we get into me introducing myself to any of you who don't know me or who aren't watching on my own channels, I want to hear from you. How many of you watching this right now have tried to use live streaming within your business? Or even better still, how many of you have tried using Restream? Give me a yes in the chat section. I'm going to point down below because I know the chat will be down below. It might be over on the side, depending on where you're watching. But let me know if you've used Restream or if you've tried live streaming within your business, because I really want to see what kind of split we have here right now, what kind of audience we have tuning into this stream today, so I can get some ideas about how in-depth we're going to be going. As I said, I promised all of you an introduction as to who I am if this is your first time with me. So my name is Dylan Hay. I am one of the co-founders of a marketing agency called Hey Digital. We work with SaaS and software companies running their paid ads, but I'm actually also the host of a couple of different shows. So one is the SaaS Marketing Show. That is my weekly interview podcast series that goes out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all the other platforms that you can imagine. And last month, I started for the very first time my own live streaming challenge. So I went live every single day, apart from Sundays and 1 or 2 slight hiccups that we had. I went live every single day using Restream for 30 days in a row, specifically on LinkedIn, but also sharing that content on other platforms, thanks to the power that is Restream as well. And that really helped me increase the size of my business, if I'm honest with you, build a lot more fantastic connections with my community, with people like you watching this today. So I think I'm very well positioned to give you all some tips and some advice about how you can be seeing great success with Restreaming now, and live streaming in particular. So that's a quick introduction to me for any of you who haven't spent time with me before. Now, the great news is I'm seeing plenty of people saying yes, they've tried streaming in the past. I see plenty of people also saying that they haven't tried it. So Sarah Lester says, no, not yet. I see Alex who says, yes, he's tried live streaming. We have Priyanka who says, not yet. We have Anya who says, I run a weekly live show using Restream Studio. We also have Orat who says, yes, I use live streaming. And we also have someone who says, I didn't expect you to say that about Hey Digital if that is what you said. Not too sure what that comment there means, but super excited to be hearing from all of you. We are using Restream Studio to power this stream today. That is how I'm able to pull through these comments, pull up these nice cards and these graphics on the screen. So if some of you are still on the fence about restreaming and live streaming, hopefully today this will give you that little push in the right direction and help you also maybe even be choosing the tools that you can be using. So I'm noticing the sun is shining in through my window at the one time that we start live streaming, and it's on my mic. If that's a problem or frustrating for any of you, let me know, and I can quickly pull this blind down. I may do that in a second anyway. But let's get into today's topic. It's also fantastic to see so many familiar faces here, like Helen. I'm bringing up your comments. So great to see you. Priyanka as well. Lots of awesome people here. Make sure if you're just tuning into this stream right now for the first time, come and say hello in the chat section. Whether you're on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you might be, come and say hello. We're going to make this a super engaged community in Behind the Streams on this new weekly show, helping all of you launch your own live streaming shows. That's my objective. I want to give you some tips and some guidance and some ideas about how to do that. So today's topic, as I said, is going to be why I believe you should all be live streaming. Hopefully that introduction has been helpful. I'm really happy to see that we have right now about a 50-50 split as to people who have streamed, people who haven't streamed in the past. So what I'm going to do is jump into why I believe you should be live streaming, who I think live streaming is for, and how it can help you within your business, okay? Because I think these are a few of the core areas to cover. In future episodes, in future weeks, we're going to be covering things like tools and how to use them. We'll be covering my own personal live streaming setup. I'll be giving you ideas about how to run interviews, how to do certain things within Restream and Restream Studio, and just giving you general tips and tricks. My objective for today is I would really love to come up with live, with some of you in the audience watching this, I want one or two of you to leave today's live session with an idea for a live show that you can be launching. So if one of you watching this right now is brave enough to take the step with me and commit to launching a live show or doing your first live stream, maybe we could continue this on and next week we could check in with you. But I am here to help you. I think I'm getting the hang of this whole live streaming thing and I want to support and give you some ideas. So if one of you is brave enough, drop in the comments, give me a me here in the comments section, and I'm going to start helping you come up with some ideas for your live streaming series, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Let's build some accountability here as well. Okay, so let's talk about live streaming and why I believe everybody should be doing it. Right now, the world over the last few months has been in a an interesting place, right? The way that we do business, the way that we interact and engage with each other, the way that we spend time together has massively changed, okay? It's hugely different. All of these live pieces of content, everyone being online, everyone being out of the office, working remotely. There are a lot of different changes that we're going to be having to make. And one way to really stay engaged, to get to know your audience better, and to produce some fantastic content is by going live, okay? And the reason being, as you can see right now, look at all of these comments that are rolling in. So Douglas has said me. Douglas is committing to doing a live stream. We're going to help you later on. Helen has been talking to me about live streaming for a very long time. And Helen, I really want to help you get started. We also have Oet who says me, I'm going to get started. We have Melody who says she already live streams 3 times a week using Restream and absolutely loves it. So you'll see we have a lot of people that are already starting and interested in streaming and potentially restreaming as well, right? So the world as we know it has changed. And the one way to build, or one great way to build this engaged community, get to know your audience better, build better relationships, and we'll talk about business growth in a moment, is through live streaming. Look how engaged these people are. Look at all of you chatting with me in real time right now. There is nothing more trustworthy than being with someone live in real time, being able to ask them questions, learn from them, get to know them a bit better. This is not edited. This is not really scripted. There's nothing going on behind the scenes. It's just me and my computer and Restream Studio right now. So everything that you see is very, very real. And that is something that we just simply cannot replicate on any other channel. If you write a blog post, if you write a social media update, even if you record a YouTube video, you don't get that same authentic relationship building and real getting to know each other with your audience, right? You just miss out on that. And live streaming is a fantastic way to fast track to building your brand and building your community, because that's ultimately what we all care about when we're creating content, is building community, right? So this is one reason why I believe you should all be live streaming. Over the last 30 days, it's actually been more than 30 days for me now, but since I started the 30 days of live streaming, my engagement with my own community, the people that follow me, the people that watch my content, read my content, has absolutely skyrocketed. I'm getting more LinkedIn messages than I've ever had before. I'm getting more emails than I ever had before of people saying, hey, I saw your stream and I want to ask you this, or I really loved what you did there. So this is one element that you just cannot replicate from any other platform. And it's, in my opinion, the best way to build a real, true, engaged audience. And then the second piece is the impact that it can have on business growth, business development. How many of you here run your own business or are thinking about running your own business? Maybe you're a consultant, a freelancer. Let me know, actually. Drop in the comments right now if you run your own business or are trying to build your own business. Let me know in the comments section what you do. I think that would be really interesting because live streaming can be a fantastic way to build and grow your business. I'm going to talk about my use case, and then what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a few ideas with some of you in real time about how I think you could be leveraging and utilizing live streaming, and maybe we can help a couple of you actually come up with a live stream idea, because I think this will be really great. And there were multiple of you watching this saying you wanted to hold yourselves accountable with me here on this weekly streaming series. Now, if you give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to run and grab this blind and pull it down a little bit. So please bear with me whilst I'm doing that. It will take me less than 2 seconds. It's just typical that that happened just before I went live, right? So bear with me for 2 seconds, everyone. Okay, there we go, we're back. So that is another perfect example of live streaming, how things can go slightly wrong, even though it's just the light coming in through the window. I'm actually moving to a new office. I'm getting a new office space, the keys to the place tomorrow, so we'll have a much better streaming setup. I don't know whether it'll be next time you watch behind the streams, but maybe the week after. So we have Helen saying, I run my own business. We have Dania supporting someone building a business. We have Melody, who makes a living on YouTube and Facebook doing videos, which is fantastic. Melody, I know you said you were live streaming 3 times a week earlier on as well, so congratulations on that. I was streaming every single day, and it did take a lot of energy. I now stream 3 days a week, and it is tough, but it's totally worth it. So we also have Priyanka, who says, I am a business developer. We have Queen Precious, who says, I run a catering company, and has then shared the link to the catering company. Shameless plug there. I love it. Congratulations to you for doing that. We also have Oet, who says, never did any personal business-related live streams. All my live streams are for social good causes and awareness. That is another fantastic reason to be using live streaming, right? Oet, I'm sure you've had some great success through doing that. So, the business angle, the business aspect, why this has worked so well for me is I run a marketing agency. We support software companies with paid advertising, SaaS companies. Now, on my live streaming show, it's called the SaaS Stream, and I live streamed every day for 30 days, and now it's Mondays and Fridays. And what we did on the SaaS Stream is we really understand exactly what our target customer enjoys, right? So my target customer is a chief marketing officer or a leader at a software company. So I decided to build out content that they would love to watch, they would find interesting, they would find useful. And the way that we did that is through doing interviews with really well-respected people within the SaaS space. We did clips or live streams where it was just me, myself, actually screen sharing and showing some of what we're doing and how it's working well for our clients. I gave tips and tricks to people that were watching. I even tried 2 episodes of what we call the SaaS Call-In Show. Now, we're going to be expanding that But thanks to Restream Studio, Restream Studio is what we're using to do this live stream today, as I'm sure many of you know. If you're thinking about doing live streaming, you should definitely check out Restream. There will actually be a link around this post wherever you're watching this that you can go ahead, click on to sign up. But within Restream Studio, you can essentially launch your live stream. All you need to do is sign up for Restream, and within a few minutes, you can be going live on multiple different platforms. So I set up Restream, and within minutes, I could be live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, like we are right now. I have these studio-like features. So you'll see, look at this, I can pull up comments very, very easily. So Alistair says, "Afternoon, Dylan, here for the next 30 minutes. Alistair tunes into all of my streams, so it's great to see you here, Alistair. Thank you for joining. We can pull through comments like this, as you've seen. We can pull up little captions on the screen like this. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Restream.io. We can pull up, Restream allows you to stream live to 30 plus social platforms. You all get the idea, right? We can run a whole show here on Restream. You'll see that I have my graphic, my behind the streams logo up in the corner right now. I could very easily remove that and put this screen up. I can remove that and come back on. We can play videos. If you joined us at the beginning, you would have seen the video. So what I'm saying is it's very, very easy for somebody to go live nowadays. And so what we did was we found out what our target buyer personas are going to want to spend time watching. What are they going to enjoy? And I put together a show that focused purely on that, which I'm still now doing every week on Mondays and Fridays. And the impact of that was incredible. So I had multiple people who were watching the stream who reached out to me and said, "Hey, Dylan, I love what you're doing. Can we have a chat about your services and your offering?" So that's the direct wins and the direct ROI. But longer term, we're using the live streaming show as our pillar piece of content. How many of you watching this have heard about Gary Vaynerchuk? Give me the little hand emoji if you've heard about Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a pretty successful entrepreneur and marketer, and he always talks about this pillar piece of content strategy where you record one big piece of content. For me, it's my live streams and my podcasts, and you use that to create multiple other pieces of content, shorter pieces that you share throughout the week. So I use my live streams and my podcasts as my longer content, and I create lots of content off the back of those. And that is a fantastic way for me to constantly be building my brand on social media, putting myself in front of more people, which then results in more people finding out about me and my business. And none of that would have happened without the quality that Restream gives me and without live streaming, right? So I see Randy is putting his hand up. He has heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, which is fantastic. Alistair has a question saying, "I assume you need LinkedIn Live on your account." Yep, so in order to go live on LinkedIn, you do need LinkedIn Live. It is still in beta testing, but you can apply to LinkedIn Live. If you just Google search LinkedIn Live application, you'll find the form. It's pretty easy. I don't know how they go about accepting people or not, but Alistair, there's also plenty of value in going live on other platforms as well. Bear that in mind. So we also have some other great comments coming through. So Douglas, "I want to do live streaming to our followers on social media to build support for our products." That is another fantastic use case. As we talked about towards the beginning of this stream today, another fantastic way of building community is through live streaming. And if you have a product, this can be a fantastic way to get closer to your customers, to your users, to help them, to support them in a better way than, let's say, a webinar or a pre-recorded video. You cannot beat that live, real-time engagement. So we're also seeing comments like from Larry, who says, "I stream live music concerts every Tuesday." That is a really cool use case, actually, which I would love to see some of those concerts, Larry. So maybe you could go ahead and drop the link to a couple of your concerts that you've live streamed within the chat. I think you're watching this on YouTube, I believe, or maybe Facebook. So go ahead and drop the links in. That would be really, really cool to see. We did also have a question. I can't find it in my chat right now because we have so many of you here, which is incredible. But there was a question about, do you need any additional software to be able to use Studio? And the answer to that is no. At least Restream team, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very simple. When you log into Restream, you can go live in the studio directly from your browser. That's what I do. That's how we're powering this. That's how we're bringing all of these things on the screen. And as time goes on, I'm going to show you more of the benefits of Restream and what it does and how you can use it for your stream. That's going to be one of the future episodes in Behind the Streams. I'm going to show you my entire streaming setup that we have here because I do have quite a few cool things. Now, before we continue, I just want to say, if you're joining us now for the first time, welcome. My name is Dylan Hay, the host of Behind the Streams. This is the show, a weekly show that's going to be live every single Thursday, where we go behind the scenes of my streaming setup and what I'm doing and support you with building out your own live streaming series and helping you integrate live streaming into your workflows so that you can grow your brand, grow your community, grow your audience, and hopefully grow your business for some of you watching this who have businesses as well. So really excited to be doing this. If you're just tuning in and you haven't said so already, please say hello in the comment section. I'm trying to bring up every single comment that we get onto the screen down here, like this one from Anya, who says, nope, to go live with Studio, all you need is a computer and an internet connection like we're doing right now. We have people, again, saying looking forward to that. We have this person here who says, I'm streaming Fortnite every day for 6 hours. Wow, you must have to be slamming a lot of coffee and a lot of energy drinks to be streaming for 6 hours straight, right? But really happy to be engaging with all of you and speaking with all of you. Anya says, if you have a good mic, camera, and lights, you can look as slick as Dylan. Anya, my lights are not too good today. I'm going with the natural light coming through the blind, and the sun is right in my face. But you'll be very happy to know, Anya, that I'm getting the keys actually to a brand new office tomorrow, where I'm going to build a permanent stream setup, and that is going to be really, really cool and really, really exciting. So I'm pumped for that. Okay, so let's get to my next section today. We've talked about why I believe you should all be, or most of you should be live streaming. Hopefully that's come through clear. There was a lot of you that said you were going to try live streaming, you wanted to try it out, you wanted to see how it can support you and your business. So what I want to do is give you some ideas about how you can introduce live streaming into your workflow. So we had a few of you who said you wanted to start live streaming, and you committed to me by commenting yes, that by next week, you were going to do one live stream. So whoever it was that said that, I will go through all of these comments next week, like before next week, and I will be following up with you just to make that clear. But let's try and support one or two of you with coming up for some ideas. So if you're one of those people, or if you're someone who's just joined us now and you have an idea for a live stream, or you're struggling to come up with an idea for a live stream, type a comment in, tell me what you do, and maybe tell me what your idea is, and I'm going to see how I can help you. And in the meantime, whilst we're waiting for a few of those to come in, I'm actually going to give you some like top level ideas. Anya says, lol, behind the blinds. That is very, very funny. Anya, that's one of the perks of living in somewhere like Estonia, where I am. During the summertime, we have sunlight pretty much all day. In the wintertime, it's very dark. So I don't want to shut the blinds. I want to keep the most of the sun whilst I have it, because in a couple months, I'm not going to have anything left, right? So whilst we're waiting for a few of you to come in with some ideas and some suggestions or needing some support, I'm going to run through with you a few ideas that I have that you can implement immediately for live streaming. So the first one, which I believe to be honestly the easiest, the most simple, and often the most effective, is an interview series. And the reason I say that is because some of you might be nervous about live streaming on your own like this. And what if nobody turns up? What if no one adds any comments? How do I engage with the camera? Hopefully you'll see with me spending a lot of time with eye contact with you and gestures, etc. Hopefully you will see that there's a lot of work that goes into this. So some of you might be a bit nervous about doing that for the first time, which is totally understandable. And I think the best way to first get started with live streaming, and sometimes the most impactful, is to begin with an interview series. That's what I did when I first started with live streams, with content, with podcasts. And what you can do is take a couple of different angles. If you run a business, I would interview people who match your target buyer persona. Find people who you would usually be selling to and interview them. Bring them onto your show, share their story with your audience. Even if your audience is very small, it doesn't matter. Everyone loves to talk about themselves and to share their stories with the wider world. So set up an interview series, interview your target customers, or interview your current customers. If you have a software business or any other company that has lots of users, lots of customers, interview them. How great would that be to build relationships with your user base, relationships with your customers, get to know them better, showcase them to your audience, and build out fantastic content, like fantastic social proof. That would be the best way of recording testimonials, right? You just record interviews with them. So that is one suggestion that I have for you, interview series. Let me know if any of you watching this have an interview series. Use the word interview. Type the word interview into the comment section right now. I would really love to see that. And in the meantime, we have Larry, who says, I stream every Tuesday for the last 3 years. But about 3 months ago, I started using Restream to go live on both of my Facebook pages and my YouTube, as well as my website. That right there is the power of something like Restream and being able to stream on multiple platforms at the same time, right, Larry? I'm guessing you get many more people who now get to see your concerts or your events. I'm pretty sure it was Larry who said he had concerts. So more people seeing concerts. So that's the first idea, do an interview series. The second idea that I have for some of you, how many of you are doing lots of Zoom calls now? Are you doing Zoom calls? Are you chatting with your friends, your family, your customers? Are you talking with interesting people within your space, within your world? I'm sure many of you will be. How about just live streaming some of those Zoom calls? It's very simple to do with Restream. You can be live streaming your calls to your audience. If you're obviously let the person know that you're talking to that you're going to be doing this. But that was another idea that I had. Whenever I'm speaking with interesting other CEOs or executives, maybe I should start live streaming some of those calls with their permission. I think that'd be a really good look inside as to what we do every single day leading a small company. Another idea I had was, I'm sure many of you will be doing webinars. Everyone has started doing more and more webinars since this whole COVID situation hit, right? And webinars are great, but imagine how great a webinar would be if it really was truly live and truly engaging, but you were then distributing it not only on your webinar platforms, but you were sending it to Facebook, you were sending it to YouTube, to LinkedIn, to Twitter, to everywhere else, right? Live streaming your webinars is a fantastic opportunity to be seen by significantly more people and to build a more engaged community. So we see Helen here saying so much Zoom. We see Alistair saying zoomed out, which is kind of funny, right? We have Philip who says, my church just stream our Zoom meetings to our YouTube and Facebook platforms for our convention a few days ago, and it worked great. So that's a perfect example based on some of the tips that I was sharing about different ways that you can use live streaming. How many of you watching this right now are getting some ideas already for your live streams? Helen, is this getting the cogs turning, Helen, for you? Because I know that you were one of the people that said you were going to be doing more live streams, or you want to commit at least to trying some live streams. So I'm really going to focus in on helping you, maybe even Alistair and anyone else who is watching this too. I would love to support you with building out your live streaming series. If any of you watching, one of you watching right now, really does want some support, I would love to actually come up with an idea for one of you live on this stream right now. And do you know what I'm actually going to do? Helen, are you happy for me to not single you out so much, but I would love to go on your LinkedIn and show everyone what you do, and also show off the Restream Studio feature of being able to screen share, and maybe we can come up with a couple ideas for you specifically. Helen, let me know if that is something that you would be like comfortable doing, because I think that would be really cool. I could share your LinkedIn profile, give you some additional exposure, show the fact that it's very easy to even screen share when using Restream Studio, build in even more engagement into your live streams, and maybe we can come up with a couple of ideas in real time. So Helen, give me a yes. Okay, Helen's given me a yes. I have permission. So what I'm going to do right now is remove this caption, and then I'm going to click on share screen. Look how cool and straightforward this is going to be, everyone. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this up. Here we go. So we have Helen's LinkedIn profile over here. And what I will do is I'll move it here. Let me know if you can all see this okay. I'm going to readjust the sizing. Actually, I think this is good. So let me pull this up. Everyone watching this in the chat, let me know that you can see Helen's LinkedIn profile right now. In the meantime, we have Philip's comment who says, our Facebook numbers blew up and other ministries have inquired about what platform we're using. That's after Philip was saying that his church restreamed one of their Zoom calls, one of their services to YouTube and Facebook over the last few days, which is awesome. We have Helen saying, let's do it. Okay, so on the screen right now, next to me over here, what you're seeing is Helen Peatfield's LinkedIn profile, right? So this is one of the other really great things about Restream is that we can screen share like this from Restream Studio immediately. I can show you what I'm working on, show you what I'm working through. Adds another great layer to your streams to make them extra extra engaging, right? Let's just pop this back on the screen, Behind the Streams, episode 1. Now, you'll see, so it's very clear that Helen writes copy for B2B companies who want more signups and less churn. So this is Helen's company here, Helen Peatfield, copywriter, tech and SaaS copywriter. Now, we are picking out Helen because Helen has been watching a number of my streams recently, said that she's been wanting to live stream for a little while, and I thought, hey, how about we try and come up with a couple of ideas for Helen? Now, how many of you watching have an idea for Helen? If you have an idea for Helen about a live streaming series that she could start, or an idea for a live stream, drop it in the chat section and I'll bring it up. I'll bring up what I think to be the best ideas on the screen. I think that'd be really cool. And I'm going to work through some ideas right now in real time too. Now we see people who are leaving lots of comments. So Douglas, thank you for leaving that comment. Alistair says it looks good. So Helen, my ideas for you, just off the top of my head, I know that you and I mix in the same kind of circles, right? You're wanting to be in front of, you're working with B2B companies, with tech companies, with SaaS companies. Honestly, you could do one of two things. I think the typical approach that most people think about is, okay, I am going to do a live stream or a video piece of content or anything else, and I'm just going to talk about copywriting and how great I am at copywriting. You can do that if you really want, but I actually think the best angle would be talk about things that your buyers are interested in and the community that you're wanting to build are interested in, and then build your copywriting into that. So with my live stream series, the SaaS stream, I do not really, I don't do any episodes about purely, hey, this is how we work at Hey Digital, this is what we do. But I talk to SaaS founders, and then in that conversation, I factor in my expertise throughout that. So Helen, there's a few things that you could do. One thing that's very typical right now that I'm seeing more and more people do is actually very similar to what Alistair has just suggested right here on the screen. He said a live website review. People are starting to do these reviews, these teardowns. I don't know if I like the approach of a teardown because it can seem pretty aggressive sometimes to say, hey, this is a company, this is their website, and I think it's really, really bad, and here's why. But a website review, like Alistair says, is maybe a good idea. But how about even bringing on, trying to arrange an interview or bringing on a couple of different SaaS founders or even marketers and do one by one, go through their websites actually all together live. So kind of like what Alistair said, a website review, but with other people sharing the screen with you. So if you saw my SaaS call-in show on Restream, we can bring in up to 10 guests, all with their cameras on. Imagine if you had 2 or 3 other people and you could run through their websites and support them. I think that would be really good. We also have this idea from Oet, who says Helen could hold live stream interviews with her existing customers and their experiences and develop on it. Helen, I think that's a great idea. One thing I've done on a couple of my streams with the SaaS stream actually was bring on our customers to talk about their story and their business growth. And then naturally, they're going to talk during that interview and say that they work with us. And they're going to talk about the great results that we've given them. So if you remember, on my SaaS stream series, I interviewed the leading marketer at a company called Hoppier about their pivot story. And they had just become a client of ours. So it was also a great way for me to continue to warm up a new client, to share them with my audience, to give them some support and to help them promote their product. So you could do something similar. You could interview your customers, for example. I'm pleased to see, Helen, that you like the idea of group reviews, way more fun in a group, which I completely agree with. It would be a lot more engaging and a lot more entertaining. Something else that you could maybe do is, I like the group setting, or individually, this might be fine. But how about just some more general SaaS kind of content? It doesn't have to be copy focused. How about, one thing I'm thinking about doing is some kind of becoming the media outlet for SaaS companies, right? Can I do a SaaS news stream? You might have seen Nathan Latka is now doing essentially like Shark Tank for SaaS on a live stream, which is really, really great. Those kind of ideas, think about what your buyers enjoy and like, and try and build something in around that. So Helen, did that help? Let me know if that helped. I really hope it did. I hope you're all kind of enjoying this format as well. I think engaging with you in real time and trying to help some of you out is a really fantastic idea. And I wanted to make sure that today on the live stream, we introduced Behind the Streams. We told you what the stream series is all about. We shared why I believe everybody should be live streaming, how it can help you. I gave you some ideas about different streams that you could try out. And more importantly, I wanted to help 1 or 2 people in the audience actually come up with a live stream. And I want to hold them to trying it out over the next 7 days. Helen, I would love it if you signed up for Restream using the link around this post, restream.am/Dylan. Go ahead, use that link and try a live stream. Please, please, please try a live stream before next Thursday, and we can come back and chat and see how it goes. And you can talk to me anytime. I can support you if you need any help. Philip says this is good fun, which is really great. Helen says great ideas, so that was helpful for her. I'm really, really happy to see all of you enjoying this format and seeing some value in this so far. And that is where we're going to begin to wrap up today's Behind the Streams. So what you can expect from future episodes, we'll be going live at the same time every single Thursday, going behind the streams, showing you how you can start live streaming, showing you what my setup is like, giving you some ideas for your own streams. Maybe even I'm going to be bringing on some guests and doing some interviews talking specifically about building out a successful live stream. I'm going to be doing Q&As, helping you out in real time, build out throughout that. I see Oa also says, oh, you gave me an idea, promoting and talking about the communities I support for others to check out and perhaps join, live stream and help other people connect. That is an awesome idea. Raj says, Helen, bring failed copies from your past experience and rework them over a live stream. Raj, that is the best idea that we have seen, without a doubt. I think that is without a doubt. Helen, let me know what you think of Raj's idea. Alistair also says, I just had a website teardown with Gartner and are now making some great changes. All your streams are great value, Dylan. Raj then says clients can get their failed experiments. I love Raj's idea. I think that is a fantastic one. So what I'm going to do before we say goodbye to each other and see you the same time next week, I want to just give you the opportunity to ask a few questions. So I have 5 more minutes. And within the next 5 minutes, I will answer any questions that come through, whether they're Restream specific, I'll try my best, whether they are SaaS specific, whether they're live streaming specific. I would prefer them to be focused on live streaming, and whether you need some support and some guidance. Any questions you have, drop them in the comments section wherever you're watching, and we will run through all of them. Okay. So Philip says, still learning this platform. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, that's great, Philip. We will be here to help you with your live streaming. I can guarantee you that. Now, Alistair says Raj wins. Helen says, thanks, Raj. So everyone likes Raj's idea. I have a question from Sarah Lester who says, would love some ideas on how to repurpose the content after the trems. I think that means after the stream's finished, right, Helen? Sorry, Sarah, after the stream. So what I am doing is I'm recording all of my streams. Now, I don't think that's available in Restream Studio just yet, but I believe it's coming soon. I need to be careful with those kind of things. Maybe, Anya, if you're watching, you can let people know, or anyone else on the Restream team. But I'm recording all of my streams, and then I am noting down and soon delegating to my team to find the most valuable parts or the pieces that I think will be most entertaining for people. And we're clipping those into short 15 to 1 minute long clips. And then we're using some tools like Premiere Pro. We're using a tool called Veed, VEED.io to quickly edit videos. And we're putting the video in, we're putting a header, we're putting captions down the bottom, and I'm sharing them on my social channels. So that's how I'm repurposing the content after the stream. Hopefully that helps, Sarah. And Sarah says yes, so hopefully that does help. Helen says, how do I lure a guest when I've never streamed before? Helen, the answer is very, very easy. It really isn't that hard to lure people onto a show. Trust me, I used to think that. But once you start asking, everyone loves to talk about themselves and everyone loves to promote themselves. Like it's actually crazy. Some people might say no, but you just have to make it sound interesting for them. So what's it going to be useful for them? So if they're a SaaS founder or work within a SaaS company, you say, hey, look, I write SaaS copy, and you will leave the stream with some actionable advice that will help you and your business, and you'll be promoted to my audience of people within the SaaS and tech world, which is probably full of your target buyers. And that is how you get people onto the show. So hopefully that helps out. Now, Luigi says, in future, can you speak about how we can mitigate stream delays while answering the chat? Yes, that is a good question. So there's always going to be an ever so slight delay, of course. Now, I'm just constantly keeping an eye on the chat and the comments coming through. You can see, hopefully, from my style, that I'm very engaging. And so I'm always factoring in, okay, I should think about the chat. I should ask questions in advance of when I want the answers. So I can't just ask a question and expect an answer instantly, because there is, of course, a slight delay, and you'll need to type away. So I'm asking questions, and I'm making sure I have some ideas about what to continue talking about whilst those answers are coming through. So that's my advice, but maybe we can dive deeper into that on a future episode. Now, Anya says social media clips and podcasts is how we repurpose our content. Philip says, is there a way to unlist or make private a broadcast in the case of trying to do a test stream? Team at Restream, maybe you can grab this one for me. The way that I do a test stream, if I ever need to, is I have a Facebook page set up that no one follows and no one uses, and I test it in there. But I don't really do too many tests anymore, to be honest, because in Restream Studio, you see that everything's working. Same if you use any other platforms as well. So we see, Alistair says, I do yours, Helen, as you never did mine. Helen, I think that's Alistair saying that he would happily come on and be part of your series. So if I could make that happen, that would be fantastic. If I could help Alice to be one of your guests on your first stream, I would love to be able to connect the dots like that. That would be so great. So Alistair and Helen, please get in touch with each other if that is what's going on. Okay, we see, can Restream post an advanced post on the upcoming live stream topic a day before? Yeah, great question. So this was posted out yesterday. It was promoted on the channels yesterday. So apologies about that if you missed it, but we will be promoting this more heavily as well. So yeah, we have Anya who says, yep, you can stream unlisted to a YouTube event or a closed Facebook group. There you go. So that answers your question, Philip, hopefully as you continue to do more streaming. Okay, Helen says, yep, I'm struggling to use the reply function. Yes, I'll do yours. There we go. So Helen and Alistair, we've connected you, and that can be one of Helen's first live streams. That is so exciting. I'm really, really happy about that. Now we have Pete who says, is it easy for two people to stream and share/swap hosting? Now, I don't know about swapping the hosting. Maybe Anya, you could jump in here if you have something, but it's very, very easy for two people to stream. You can actually bring on up to 10 people on Restream Studio, and we'll actually show that working in a couple of weeks' time. I'll do a call-in session with you where I'll share a link and you can come in and join the live stream so you can see that working. Philip says, perfect. We have Owen who says, thank you. I'm really pleased to see that we're helping out so many of you today, connecting so many of you to each other as well. And I think that is going to be a perfect time to begin to wrap up today's Behind the Streams, episode number 1 of Behind the Streams. So let me know, did you enjoy this? Was this either helpful or entertaining? Let me know before we wrap up. I want to massage my ego a little bit and get some honest feedback from you as well. So drop in the comment section how you felt today's stream went, how Behind the Streams was for you, episode 1. Of course, this is going to progress week over week. This is going to be a fantastic series to help support you launch and build out your own live streams to grow your brands, your communities, your businesses. I'm super excited to be doing more of these thanks to Restream. So if you're watching me on my personal channel, Restream is making this whole series happen. If you want to try out some live streaming and are looking for something to support you doing that, I would highly recommend Restream. Restream Studio is how we've been able to make this show happen today. So go ahead and check out Restream if you want to try out restreaming and live streaming. You'll be able to see from this that it is a fantastic platform. Okay, so we have Philip who says, loved it. Larry says, thank you. I definitely enjoyed it. Joel says, awesome, keep it going. We see Anya saying, Dylan, you rock. Anya, you are far too kind, thank you. Alistair giving us some cake and a thumbs up. We have Owen who says, love it, especially how quick you interact with live messages. That is what I love to do on these live streams. I love building this community. Luigi who says, congrats Dylan, you're amazing. That is extremely kind, thank you. I appreciate that. Helen giving us some emoji explosions over there. Raj saying I was late, but this is a great idea for all learners and early adopters. Fantastic. I'm so pleased to see all of this positive feedback. So thank you, all of you who have joined on Behind the Streams today. We're going to start to wrap this one up now, but I want to give a huge thank you. We will be back next week, same time, same place for Behind the Streams episode 2. I am very, very excited to see you all there. Thank you, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Goodbye.